Here we go. Stanley Parable. Let's play this game. Never played it before. I heard there's a lot of jump scares. I hope that's not true. That would be horrible. Lots of loading apparently. Well, this loading. Loading. Should probably get out a Lego set and just start building.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
You got pregnant.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Is it broken? Oh, I'm supposed to do stuff. Oh. Can't jump. Apparently I can run. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But Stanley doesn't want to go to the meeting room. He wants to look through the window. Okay, fine. He is going to the meeting room now. Stanley doesn't know where the meeting room is. Oh, wait. Maybe it's this one. This is a big office. Stanley's getting lost. See,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh man, this is so...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drink's good. That's stupid. Alright, let's go.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. He went straight ahead.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where even am I? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift is $5,000. But we're dead, so we don't have to pay that. Let's do it.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh my gosh, that was exactly what I was doing. We'll start all over, I guess. Oh my
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I'm just gonna do the right thing this time instead of being an idiot and killing myself.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ooh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Not effective. Not cost effective. Nice. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. We're not something agenda reflect. Right next to... Is that the right use of the word right? It might be. I might just be an idiot. Using slides to assure... What? Everyone is unique. You most of all. I'm that black one. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Who closed the door? Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I was gonna walk upstairs anyway, so... Oh. Oh, this is nice.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Let's do some math. Alright, so there's 4 buttons, and there's 10 different combinations. But you can only do each button once. So it would be 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 to the exclamation mark. So it would be 10, 8, 9, 7. Let me pull out a calculator to see how many possible combinations there are. 10 times 9 times 8. Wait a second, you know what? Let's not do this because I think I'm doing it wrong and I don't really care right now. Let's do this. How do I... Is there an open? What opened? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, found it. Or is it 4 times 3 times 2 times 1? Yeah, that must be it. No. I'll think of it later. Stupid algebra 1. We're going downstairs. He has skeletons in his basement and elephants in his closet basement. I wonder who my boss is. Bet it's a black guy.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I wish I had a flashlight. Look at all these pipes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wait a second, this sign says if light is on, call exit 914 immediately. And the light's on. Guys. Fine. Mind control facility. Escape. Mind control facility. Escape. Mind control facility. I can't decide. Do I have a coin? I do not have a coin. You know what? We tried doing the bad thing once, let's do the right thing this time. And... But this is escape. Oh, but what if that looks like a long and dark hallway? There's no door, maybe I can change my mind. Maybe I can't though. Let's go to the luggage facility. But there are doors there, which means I can't change my mind. This is a hard decision. I'm gonna escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. But maybe he's lying. Wait, what?
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Still on board with death?
I must have accidentally turned around completely. It happens sometimes. Oh, look, there's a forklift. That's not a forklift. I knew that. I was just testing.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
But Stanley wasn't a coward, and he was going to continue.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I don't know, man. This is starting to seem like a bad idea. Goodbye, sweet world. Well, it looks like I died again. I thought he was joking. Wait, what? I'm alive! What the heck? What's wrong?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
This is gonna hurt.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? I think I broke the game. We're going this way. Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I'm so confused, man.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Huh? Nailed it. Oh, that's cool. This must be where I died. Button sounds. Oh. Ooh. Nice. I like this one right here. No, this one. No, this one. That's my favorite one. Maintenance room. Why is there a picture of the maintenance room? Why does it make keyboard sounds if I'm not typing? Who cares? What's that noise? I hear it. What? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Juan. Okay, that's that quick. Man, this is a weird game. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Hee hee hee. Okay, what's that?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, I broke
Can
it.
you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oops, I was about to press this escape, but no. I had to be die. Man, I guess that's what happens when you choke. What's going on? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Begin the game again. That's an option? I guess we had to begin it again. Just because it's an option. This game... I don't know, man. Okay. This time we're gonna obey everything.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bumping into everything. Stanley was super truck.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did. Ooh. There's a box.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Talk
of
less.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Tips for
up
not
to his
getting
boss's
fired.
office,
Don't get
hoping he
fired.
might find an answer there.
But if all of a sudden you take it up passive aggressively on other coworkers, you're saying coworker for not supporting you more. What the heck? Had using size to assure employees everything's okay. Slick blue graphic in the header. Some bevel on all the text. You most of all. Aw. That makes me happy. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits. I misspelled that one. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, slides, charts and slides. I like that noise. Rate at which charts on this same slide depict the same information. Look at that slide chart ratio, it's amazing. Oh. Stop, 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 stop! Oh, I love this game. Fill out the triplicate and return your boss pages. Ooh. Like yourself. They misspelled yourself. Look at all those parentheses. Oh, I didn't finish reading. Talk radio. Mitosis. I love mitosis. Mitosis is definitely my dream for the future. Clear skin. Oh man, I really need clear skin. And comatose. Don't get fired. Alright, that's it. That's all of them. Mitosis. My dreams of the future is definitely mitosis.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I forgot about this part. What was the code again? 248.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Oh, you gotta
But
be
of
kidding
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Maybe I am dyslexic because I messed up the 8 and the 4. I mean, I forgot the last digit, but I thought it was 2. 8, 4, not 2, 4. Man. My parents are again. How convenient.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Stanley actually did it this time because he didn't want to die. What's this?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know, man. Do I? Tell me. I'm gonna press the button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Why does that one have red text on it? That one right there. No, no, man. I guess I'm going this way. Oh, what was I? 8-4 or something? Right? I don't remember, man. I wasn't paying attention. Press the button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know, man, but I'm telling you one thing, this is a really good game. I can't walk. There we go.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yep.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
What?
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So how are we gonna do this? 5. How do I turn it off? It looks like it's already offline. I think job done. Big red button. Okay, that doesn't work. We're just gonna have to go through the door to the faculty power, facility power. Come on, you can do this. I can read. I can't move. Oh yeah, I can. They say sitting in front of a big TV is bad for your eyes. Psh, this guy doesn't give a crap.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So did I turn it on or off? That was a mistake. What have I done? It's gonna make me start over again, isn't it?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Is that it?
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Yeah.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Yeah.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
That's not
For it
true.
was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking. but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Watch it be a dinosaur.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Those were some better ending graphics than the whole of No Man's Sky, man. Like, seriously. No Man's Sky, psh, more like No Man, bye. Yeah, I'm stealing that joke. No way. Where am I? 427. Steps out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hold up, this seems like the beginning, but it's not because everything looks different. Maybe I'm having a seizure. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. Psh. Wait a second.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So I have a decision here. Let's find out what happened to the people. Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I want to not kill myself this
Wow.
time.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You know what, let's do it. No, but that actually takes us to the thing, doesn't it? Let's not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This time we're not gonna.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her. Oh my gosh,
This
baby,
is it,
still.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? Where is she? Where is she? Stanley's Batman. Oh
That's her, Stanley.
my gosh.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
No.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly.
I know.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yup.
Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
What? Uh-oh. He
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh my gosh.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
What the heck is a back sack and crack? Oh. My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be...
Excellent.
What?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
He's gonna die.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What if I say no? Can I drive one of these things, baby? No. I don't know, man. It says stop, 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 stop. Please, I'm begging. Oh my. More charts. I don't know, man. More charts. Got a bad feeling about this. Crap, I need to get back in there. Fine. You know what? Let's do this the easy way. What if I just answered the stupid phone? This could have all been avoided. Now where am I going? I think I have to go there.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Now I want to kill myself. Stupid game won't let me kill myself. Okay. This is a weird game, man.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I kind of want to answer the phone now.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the right one again.
No! Why did you do that?
What?
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay. You know what? Maybe this is a bad idea. Let's not be bad. Let's do it again anyways. Oh man, it's not even gonna let me. Fine, whatever. Let's do it then. What's going on?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No.
I have to.
No. No. Danger everywhere. Okay, I got this. I can escape. And everything's black. He made it worse. I mean, I messed it up, but he made it worse.
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? Yep. You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
What? I didn't touch it.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. What? That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Happened?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I really want to go on the right door, but I'm not going to because we're going to turn everything on this time. Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nope.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hold up. Couldn't I have the option to go down before? We're gonna have to replay this again after this. Wait a second, I don't remember this window. Something's fishy. Okay. Close the door. Closed. Okay, now I know.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code.
Oh.
Night Shark 115.
Got this.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Did I nail it?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Okay. got this. Ready? Night Shark 115. Wait, maybe I had to say it in Mexican accent.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh my gosh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the heck?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Huh?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Did I win?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there?
He's
You listening to this?
cry.
Stanley, are you there?
Oh no.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh. Round 3. Or 4. I don't know. Alright. He's talking less every time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is a speed run. Mario speed run.
Yet there was not a single person
My
here
friend Peter
either.
Muse.
Feeling
for
a
you,
wave
boy.
of disbelief,
Oh,
Stanley
Mario,
decided to
this
go
Stanley
up to his
Parable
boss's
speedrun's gonna
office.
beat you,
Hoping
stupid
coming to a staircase,
Mario.
Stanley walked
We're going
upstairs to
downstairs.
his boss's office.
No, we're going downstairs, boy. I haven't done downstairs yet.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that.
Oh, yeah.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Yep.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense.
Wait.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Boy, I actually said
And for that
before.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
Yeah.
simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
He's gay.
I'm dreaming!
Oh.
He yelled.
That's
This
way
is
better.
all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing
gosh, stop
buttons.
talking.
I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Uh-oh.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
What?
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
How?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
I can feel it.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I can feel
I'm
it.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
What the heck is going on?
And everything went black.
Well,
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Dang it, Mariella. Oh my gosh. Okay, so... Fine. One more time. Final time. We're gonna find out what happened.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And enter the code 2481. This was 284.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No! Oh my gosh. I hate this game. This is a horrible game. Don't ever play it. This is really annoying.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly
What?
walked forward into the opened passageway.
This is not... Is it the passageway? Yeah, maybe. Alright, let me think. We've already done the danger escape thing, so now this time we're just gonna press the on button? I think that's the only decision we need to make.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
He goes through the door. Then he presses the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I heard the CIA has one of these buildings somewhere. Area 51. No, Area 52, let's be honest here.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is freedom? Psh, no one cares.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
It's in my hands.
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it?
Unthinkable.
Was
I
it
can't
even
even
possible?
think
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Blinded by the light.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
1, 2, must be 3, 4, and 5, right? What's this? This looks cool. Alright, press 1 and 2. I saw 5 over there. Now I gotta just find 3 and 4, right? Yeah. For chili. I see a 4. Where's that 3? It's 4. So where's 3? 1, 2, 4, 5. Where's 3? We're gonna go up there just in case. Maybe we can see what's up there. What's going on? Aerial point of view. Psh, I don't see it. It's gotta be around here somewhere. I will find it. Maybe it's here. Found it. 3. Now we go press number 4. Hey. The sound effects are over 9,000. 4. What are those numbers or the code? There's no 0. Can't be. I wanna know how you get up there. I bet this 5 can tell us. Tell me your secrets. Nope, nothing. do it again. Just one last time. Just say we did. That floor is really high up though. I was just some kind of indication to know if it was working. There we got 4. Now we gotta run down to 5. Run. Remember that first ending that we did? There was buttons there. Nope, nothing. Alright, well we tried everything. This time we're gonna press on. That's gotta be the right choice. Unless there's like a code in here somewhere.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yep,
After
I did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
I want to know what the lesson
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
How do we
Mere
know?
moments until the bomb goes off.
Wait.
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
In case we can't turn it off. Yes,
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Yeah.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Yep.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything,
No.
and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yeah.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Yes.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
What? Where's the passcode?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Oh my gosh. I think that's it. Yep. Alright. There's probably another ending in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna find it tonight. Perhaps another day, another bullet.